Good morning. I'm a great fan of speaking, and actually being here is a great privilege, and I want to thank the organizer for giving me this platform to speak to you how we can get more involved in human rights and how we can be a voice for the voiceless, and to allowing me to be able to share with you one of my dreams. Before I do, I will present myself as Akbar Abdul Rasul, born from Mehdi Abdul Rasul, a very famous man in my values around the 20 years ago. I'm a former fashion model. I am a human rights activist and immigrated to Sweden 5 years ago. You will apologize my English because I have been just learning English for 1 year. There is some other country in the world. If we live there, most of us will be killed by execution, or at very least will be sentenced to death by stoning or imprisoned for life. Now, I'm going to ask you some questions, but you will not have to answer me in those questions, but you can think about it in your head and consider this thing. Did any one of you here that turn a blog against their leader or their government? You could be imprisoned for life. Did anyone here converted from another religion to another religion, specifically from monotheist religion to another religion? You will be considered as doing a blind imitation for the vulgar Western culture and sentenced to death by hanging. Did anyone of you here who are homosexual, death sentence for you? Did anyone of you here have sex outside the marriage? Don't lift up your hand. You will be considered as doing a crime against chastity and giving 100 lashes and sentenced to death by hanging. And if you are married and committed adultery, you will be sentenced to death by stoning. If you didn't guess, I speak about human rights abuse. In those countries and values, there they don't evaluate the human rights valuation as a pin code and applied a discriminatory law based for against liberty of expression, choice, and child rights and women rights. Some people's life change a day to another day. And those countries know the apartheid of gender. That means the value of the woman are legally values that's been half and a man. And they forget that being a woman is a gift from God because a woman is a mother. But they apply those discriminatory laws to condemn people and to apply abuse. And those laws, most of them are based to religion, to monotheist religion, or different kind of belief. I would say that religion is not something bad because every religion has something beautiful inside if we consider the moral life and the way to live, or there is many good things in the religion, but the punishment in those religions is quite something against human valuation. Let me give you some example. If you are a woman and you get to a car accident and you injure the man or kill him for defending yourself, you will pay a compensation money to his family. And if you are a woman and become a victim, you will not have to pay something. And this money called blood money. Actually, I don't believe in the process of blood money because I think there is no any valuation for our values because we are kind of expensive. We are made for the world, so I think there is no any price we can say for paying for ourselves. Living in Sweden, such a free nation, I never take this opportunity for granted because I think is a gift to be living in a free nation, is that what I want for the people of my homeland, for example, for the people in the Middle East, in Iran, the people in Afghanistan, or the people all the world, in all the world, those laws are tyrannical law, I can say. These laws do like a crime against humanity applied by some leaders, some feudal person who are kind of play the power of the world, and I don't know how to explain the power of these people. I don't know which kind of energy they do have. We can't imagine. I have getting back in my mind, working in the Swedish Red Cross for 1 year, I have been learned something, some process. If not now, then when? If it's not you, then who? So that's be like me. That's why I have found my mission in the world, because I believe that every human in the world has some mission. Some people have a mission to be a medical corps, to be a political active. I mean, my mission in the world was to be like a human rights activist, fight for those rights, and I think I will going to do it until the end. So I have learned many things in my life doing the human rights campaign since those 5 years, because I started when I was 20 years. So it's kind of 5 years now. I have been in anti-xenophobia campaign, HIV campaign, and actually I'm involved in many campaigns in my homeland, because actually is there I can find a very quickly platform, as my father or the family has been famous sometime in the life. So this platform can give me an opportunity to be involved in the people of my home country. But I can also be involved in the world, because I believe each one of us need a support. We need a power inside ourselves. And this power, we cannot give that to each other. We cannot just give bad energy to each other in the fight, or to fight to each other, or to speak shit about each other. So I think we can give a support to each other and a human valuation, because we are human and we are meant to make a better world to other people. I have been learned exactly 3 points some I can tell you today, because I think if we speak about how many points, it's too many, but the 3 important points I have learned in my life. Number 1 is that there is many people who suffer in the world and that need help. Because as we live here, we can eat, we can sleep, we live in a free nation, so sometimes we do not have a concern for knowing how the other people living. So this is the number 1 point I have been learning. Number 2, nothing is impossible. I believe that nothing is impossible, and I can repeat it for 10 times, because even reversing the decision of a ruthless, uncompromising regime that the Islamic Republic of Iran or Libya, all dictatorship is possible by the power. I have been learned the number 3 points, the power of the individual, the power that lies inside every one of us here to make a difference. And we can make a difference in our own way, in our own unique way, because each one of us are unique. I want you to stand up when you see an injustice taking place. I want you to be the best you can be, because every one of us can be perfect. We can just be a perfect version of ourselves, nothing more. Living in a democratic country like Sweden, we have rights, but we have also responsibilities. Responsibility to help those who are in need, those who do not have voices, when sometimes animal, woman, it can be women, animals, or many different discrimination. It can be not just in the border, if we think in another country, but that can be in our own backyards, hiring classes, for example, people who are discriminated for their race, religion, experience that lies to xenophobia, wherever have you. It means many discrimination, people who are quite different, handicapped. So we can make the injustice are committed everywhere and every places. I want you to be a voice for the voiceless. And as I say, to stand up when you see an injustice taking place. And I believe that to make activism or to make this difference, I mean, that do not just have to be political means, because you can write a letter to a local member of parliament. It makes a difference. If you volunteer your times, 1 hour a year is something, because we can lose 1 hour talking about maybe the adventure of last Saturday night, meeting girls in the bar and went home with her. I believe it's something very private, but we can volunteer this 1 hour as doing a change for another people's life, because we lose many hours. We have 24 hours a day. If you write a letter, as I said, if you can volunteer your times, and as I said, that do not have to be political means. It can be also for our own talent. It can be from dancing, from music as a universal language, because every people like music as a universal language, and from beauty, because there is not any people who are the most beautiful more than over the world, or some handsome men who are handsome most of all. We are all beautiful, because the beauty outside is reflected for how we look like inside. And actually, the beauty have to be a combination of intelligence, way to act, power, and thinking, because a handsome man or a beauty girl who just are beautiful and have the package is like car going without deck, because is a package. There is no any purpose. So we should be a beauty with a purpose, because as I say, every human in the world are created in the image of human valuation, and deserve to be respected.